Invictus can get a little bit rushed, and they start to kind of hover around the puck a little bit. And NoCapes, we've seen them do it. They can chip it up and get it away from everybody. So it really comes down to Invictus being really smart about their play and kind of just expanding on the point that they made against the Repo Men.
Mm-hmm. Although they're certainly not going to want to have that kind of lull period where they let the Repo Men kind of pull themselves back into it. But we might as well go ahead and get these teams into the server. One thing I really want to see kind of by both sides, though, is when they push out, rather than simply just slapping it, if you don't actually have an individual downfield to pass to, try and control that puck just a little bit better. In the past 2 series particularly, and anybody can kind of run into this problem, especially when you're playing against people that have the ability to play at such a fast pace and speed. But that's what kind of differentiates Snow Day from Ball, is you make opportunities happen either by slowing the pace down or by speeding it up. So you can either catch a puck and fling it on to cause that change, or this is what I recommend: when you slow things down, you catch the puck, you force perhaps a slower pace 50-50, one that you can win, you still gain the advantage and the control and advance the puck, but you don't necessarily give the other team the opportunity to, or it is easy of an opportunity to just take that puck possession right back into this, which can oftentimes happen when a team gets a little bit too slappy and kind of gets ahead of themselves. So patience is going to be important.
Invictus have done that quite a bit. You mentioned that, and NoCapes can change the pace of the game in an instant. I mean, we've seen him do it time and time again here. I've seen him do it time and time again in the ball version of Rocket League, where they catch the ball or the puck, and suddenly they just stop, and it turns into a fake out of a couple of players, and suddenly there's an open net. You never know what NoCapes is going to do, and so Invictus will definitely need to be on their toes.
And we are underway as both teams now begin to scrape. Nyx now missing a little bit of one along the right-hand side. Time going to take things right back towards the other end. It's met by Skyful, though. Both teams trying to initially feel each other out. Nice look there by Nyx, trying to find Otter in the center. I like that thought process and idea. Now a chance for NoCapes. Time releases a strike in there from the right-hand side. Nyx with a clutch position to stop that one from sneaking in the corner.
Yeah, Nyx with a well-played goalie position. Now it's their turn to give it a shot, but like you said, they kind of just gave it up. Time, oh man, you didn't ride the puck all the way in.
It was the puck ride, just couldn't quite keep things going forward.
I do like the reverse pass, though. That was fantastic play by them.
Emptiness and Otter trying to force things one way or the other through, but Nyx with a nice read, able to just kind of push that one off the side of the front of Time's car.
Oh! Otter just slammed into Saint. That forced Time to try to cover the net, but Saint was just sitting at a standstill, and OttrCtrl literally slammed him into the back of his own net.
Otter and Emptiness. This one gets popped back to NoCapes' back walls. I'm sorry, Invictus's back wall. Skyful, though, nice little touch. This one's going to get crossed over. Emptiness misses the pinch opportunity that he wanted. Saint trying to force something to happen out of his corner. Skyful taking it on himself. Maybe expecting that they might think he was going to pass, like everybody has essentially done all day so far. Elects to just take the shot and kind of put it up high. Time not quite ready for that second touch, and goes off of his roof.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if Time feels backflipped on that, or if he meant to backflip to try to stop the puck from going in, but it ended up bouncing off the front bumper.
It's another
and right into
dangerous one.
Another one, though.
Oh, Skyful just wide from picking up their third. This one squirts into the far corner. A nice little touch. Gets it past Emptiness. Skyful reading the positioning well. Puts one deep in and across the face. Saint with a bit of a clear, but Otter. See, again, that's the positioning.
Uh-oh.
If you have both sides clear, you can kind of control and keep those second chance opportunities up, but they committed a bit far that time, didn't they?
Yeah, they double committed on the shot. A little bit of a, well, let's face it, it was a sheer lack of communication as both players went for that shot on from the InVictus side, and it came from midway. So they had the momentum, but the recovery just wasn't there. And of course, NoCapes is going to take advantage of it. I think InVictus might be relying a little bit on luck and not necessarily on actual control of the puck, whereas NoCapes so good at positioning themselves to put themselves into a good spot for a good play. So much goodness happening on that side, I guess.
Ooh, Otter. So close to having a really pretty strike in from that left-hand side, but that just goes to show you that it's not easy to hit the puck where you wanted it because of that puck flipping. He was in the right position. It's just that puck rotated away and out of what would have allowed him to score from that position. But wow, what a lucky and intriguing goal by Emptiness as that pinched and then skipped from high up.
Wow. Holy cow.
I don't think I've seen a puck skip that far before. I'm gonna be honest.
Must have just landed right on the corner. Plus the fact that it bounced off both cars. There was a roof involved. It's one of those freak things that happens in snow day. You kind of have to move along with it. And I like this whole InVictus back and forth passing play, but it just wasn't quite enough as they move ahead.
Nyx now gets it past two. Only time to beat left. Couldn't quite get it past the third man though. Skyful though with that good follow position. They have one center. Nyx is able to get up over, trying to keep pressure. Almost got in front of Time's clear. Time picks up a save though.
Oh! Skyful, like just falling on this right here and following up his own touch. Bam! Emptiness tried to make a play. He was in the right place. It's just that, you know, you're flipping at the flat side of the puck, and all that momentum from Skyful, it was enough for InVictus to take the lead here with less than a minute and a half left. I mean, this is still anybody's game. I mean, NoCapes could easily get another one.
Absolutely. This one gets advanced. A nice little touch by Saint. Buys his team time for a little bit, but Otter, again, with their decent rotations that InVictus has had all game, nothing has really formulated to put them on the defensive past a certain extent. Again, OttrCtrl just kind of shadowing that corner now, is trying to beat three all by himself, but really kind of also controlling that NoCapes team and dictating where they have to set up on this ice.
And setup they do. I mean, NoCapes is definitely trying to put some plays together. They've been leaving a man back. They've been playing this a lot like their normal style. And while right now it may not be working so well, I mean, InVictus are the warm ones, but NoCapes, the moment they start getting grouped up, they spread out. They're doing all the right things. They just need to get that little bit of mechanics down, possibly using this game as a warm-up. I want to see how they do in the second one, because I don't see them scoring another.
NoCapes is known for having like reverse sweep setups and trying to come back in series. For being one of the teams that throughout the regular season had a 1+ margin of victory. They certainly had a couple series that went the distance and were a lot closer than I'm sure they would have liked to have, but they've come back in series on many occasions. So you can't count this team out regardless of what happens. But InVictus is going to take this one.
InVictus playing some pretty solid Rocket League, let's face it. They double committed on a couple of times and NoCapes took advantage of that. But they immediately corrected that problem, started talking to each other. making sure they knew where each other was when they go up for a play. And let's face it, Skyful had that really nice ground pinch off his own roof to give them, I think that was either the lead or the tie. So building off of that works out really great for him in this game, in game 1. Let's see if they can do the same thing in game 2.
Absolutely. Skyfall was really big that game, not only pulling out the tying score, but also the winning one as well. So they absolutely want to keep that momentum tucked in their corner. But we'll just have to see. As a couple of them advance, and this one's dangerous. Nyx almost able to squeeze it past time and in the right-hand side. Emptiness now on a counter-strike in a good position. Kind of lost where he won the puck high on his roof and allowed Otter to get in the way of that one. But Saint now trying to do something from the right. Time not able to get it past Otter in this instance. This one gets dropped down to Emptiness. Bit of a back and forth. A nice little touch and advance by Emptiness, and that one is going to make its way in. Absolutely what NoCapes wanted to get themselves started at this one.
Sheer mechanical ability here by Emptiness. He had supersonic when he flipped, and that's why the demo, and because of the demo, puck goes right through, and I love the little 1-2-1 pass play right there at the beginning of the play.
I agree. Nice challenge by Otter there at the center, though. This one gets pushed into the center. Nice cover by Time, though, to keep that approaching InVictus teammate from having a decent angle to take a shot. Time now trying to get it, not able to advance it past Skyful. Nyx now with a strike and a good read. This one's just wide. Saint has to scoop that one and push it out wide quickly. Nyx and Otter, again, a couple of decent offensive rotations this time. Always making sure that one is back and in position. I like what I'm seeing from both teams at the moment.
Yeah, both teams playing pretty solid. Nice pass play here, but no speed on it. And I'm noticing, though, that InVictus, when they leave a man back, that man usually ends up on the same side as the puck, right or left, I should say. Still center field-ish, but all it would take is a long clear from NoCapes to wherever they are not, and suddenly it turns into a breakaway because that middle man has to recover quickly.
Both teams look to be electing to try and go for those high centers and aerials from the center of the field, but I think it's ending up in both teams also being able to kind of easily cover that. But a nice defensive 50-50 on the back wall sends a nice long clear down, buying NoCapes a bit of time, and they work to continue this pressure. Otter, though, taking one away from Saint. This one's going to be dangerous. Skyful having a cross to get in front to just be able to put a body on the puck. Not quite what he wanted.
NoCapes are trying these mechanical shots, and it's just InVictus is just shutting it down completely. They're not allowing anybody to get really set up for anything good. And the moment they do get set up, someone is challenging like that. Saint trying to run it up the backboard, but Skyful says, no way, I'm going to take that and use it to my advantage.
Otter now coming up. Good stop against two. Both Saint and Emptiness trying to squeeze it past to no avail. I don't know if Emptiness has boost. Otter not able to keep up his control. Hands it over to Saint. Nyx, though, good touch off of her back wall. Keep a potential opportunity from...
Oh, wow. That was beautiful. NoCapes playing a little bit weird right now. Oh, I see what they're trying to do. They drew out everybody. They had a double commit on the offense in the play previous, and it ended up making InVictus confident, and they got that huge clear, knowing that InVictus was going to go to the sidewall and try to make a play off of it. Good show. That's a chess match if I've ever seen one.
It takes a bit of strategy in Snow Day specifically when bounces and aerials aren't the thing.
There you go.
There it is. They find themselves up 2 as Emptiness puts one home.
Yeah, this and fantastic play all around. It got InVictus to kind of scramble a little bit, and it was just enough for Saint to come through with a nice pinch and a good pass. Send it along. Emptiness with his second goal of the game.
Skyful, unfortunately, was on retreat there, therefore not able to turn himself around to get back into a decent defensive position for the stop. Ooh, that one could have been dangerous too, as OttrCtrl had to make a quick jump to get in front of that one, or it would have been sent deep into InVictus zone with a lot of hungry NoCapes behind it. Time is going
I thought they might have got that. That was a heck of a pass set up there at the end.
finally expire as NoCapes bring themselves back into this series with a win. Emptiness. Very nice performance from him, picking up 2 goals on 4 shots. But absolutely what they needed. We are.
Yeah, no, they're definitely showing some signs of
Back into
life
this
here.
one.
And InVictus kind of got caught up in the games that NoCapes was playing. Which, I mean, isn't necessarily a bad thing, except that InVictus just couldn't respond. They were having a hard time getting decent clears, getting the puck to the other side of the pitch, or, well, I guess of the ice here. Once they did, NoCapes was able to just read it, like, almost perfectly. It's like NoCapes wrote the script. Somebody called DM Rawlings.
It is almost both of these teams have the ability to do the same thing to each other, so it's gonna be okay. Who is able to actually figure out their rotations? Who is able to actually take the advantage in that center of the ice to really get some opportunities established? But a bit of back and forth right now so far. Saint now with an opportunity coming in from high left side. Good stop by Nyx.
Oh, wow, what a demo.
Emptiness is not gonna see where that one was headed quick enough as he responds in the back. But
Skyful just demoed the heck out of Emptiness right before that shot came through, and it was brutal because Skyful came from completely the wrong side. He was recovering from a defensive touch, I believe, trying to grab boost and do all the stuff that needed to be doing. He flipped into him and boosted right through Emptiness. It was earth-shattering, or ice-shattering.
Good patience displayed by Nyxesn there up on the wall. She shows a lot of poise and knowing how her car positioning affects in 50-50s. I've been quite impressed from what I've seen from her this whole entire season.
Seems to fit in well with this InVictus squad too. You know, a couple little mistakes here and there that come from inexperience and things like that. But that's kind of about it. She's actually kind of graceful around the puck.
Nyx now. Good. Extra pressure being shown on that. Oh, a nice team pinch attempt there coming from Saint and Emptiness. That was a dangerous touch by Time to stop that one.
It was, but it also threw off InVictus. Well, not enough, because Nyx comes through with a flying shot. I like it right here. Emptiness didn't get the touch he was looking for, and Saint trying to predict where the puck was going to go. I believe that was Skyful that was trying to center it, but Nyx adjusted nicely and got the job done. Again, graceful around the puck. I like what I'm seeing from her, especially now that you pointed it out and actually made me pay attention to it. It's one of those things you don't really notice until you actually look for it.
Well, I think when I take a look at people or try and ascertain their skill level, one of the first things that I certainly look at is how comfortable somebody is when they are in close proximity to the puck. And she certainly is not flustered and maintains great control, great sense in terms of how people intend to try and set up 50-50s against her. So And
to expand on that point a little bit more, that that's an important skill to have even in the soccer mode, because
yes,
it actually becomes extremely important to know how the ball will react when someone touches it from the exact angle that they're at, and being able to predict that on the fly and then react to it. You become Fireburner.
pretty much.
That's exactly what Fireburner does.
In this game mode, being a 50-50 god is insanely crucial. Just because of pinches and because of all of that nastiness that can result, and because of the speed that can be attained by some of those pinches, yeah, you can turn a sour situation into instant gold.
Apparently, my dog agrees.
Smart dog.
Smart dog. Yeah, I don't know if that came through on the mic, but it was kind of loud.
OttrCtrl now from the left-hand side. This one's gonna squirt past. If they can collapse. A nice attempt, but not quite enough in this instance. They're still sitting on a 2-goal lead, though, so for the moment, happy to kind of just keep pelting that the NoCapes end with more pressure.
I'm still flabbergasted at Saint's save in that last sequence of play. Just fantastic job to stay behind the puck and make sure that that does not cross the threshold.
Nyxesn again being a nuisance there, battling people on that defensive end.
NoCapes has not been able to get really much going at all. InVictus has been really crucial on their side. We've already entered the last minute of play, and InVictus have 2 goals. NoCapes, they're starting to get a little bit antsy. They're gathering up around the ball or the puck.
They're all 3 right there, but it worked.
That actually worked.
Instance.
I can't believe that worked.
It should not have.
Oh, you know what? Otter went for boost, and that completely left Skyful. Nyx kind of got bumped out, and flying V formation coming in hot again. They must be talking to Emilio Estevez. I don't know what's going on here.
A little bit of a mistake, I think, by Skyful. Being the last man back, he went ahead and turned to elect to try and put early pressure on, maybe to buy time for his teammates. I'm not sure, but that ended up being the wrong decision in this instance. Nyx, though, coming up. Nice defensive stop, forces Saint to burn a bit of his boost to get up for that back wall clear. Emptiness, trying to do anything he can, but get this thing tied up in the last seconds, but no, InVictus is going to pull this one. And is that a 2-1 lead in the series, or does that tie things up?
That is a 2-1 lead. Yes.
I thought so.
Yeah, 2-1. I mean, a solid performance there by InVictus. They did exactly what they needed to do. They kept pressure up and forced NoCapes to kind of rethink almost everything what they were doing. NoCapes, kind of an off game. I think they were looking for those 50-50s, and you can't necessarily rely on those. Yeah, you can be good at it, but with Nyx doing fantastic around the puck, with Skyful getting excellent touches no matter where he was at, except for a couple of here and there, a couple of misses, but anytime that those two were around the puck, they were making productive touches, and let's face it, NoCapes wasn't at all.
That's true. I mean, I'll say that NoCapes were looking to try and set up some sort of team strategy, but it only developed deep in their own end. And when you do try and set up strategy like that, things develop a little slower. And in each of those cases, it was enough time for InVictus to be able to figure out, put people where they needed to, and stop the eventual advance. So it's almost as if things have become much more reactionary for NoCapes in that last game, and so I want to see them, maybe it is to be a little bit more loose. Maybe it is to almost be a little bit more aggressive, but to spread out the field a little bit more, to buy them maybe some time to set up some potential strategic points like they showed in the match before last.
And let's face it, you spoke about the reactionary type play. Let's face it, InVictus is better at that. Flat out.
I'm also gonna say that I think InVictus has had a stronger set of rotations in this series than NoCapes has.
But when it comes down to straight up reactionary play, when they find themselves in the weird situations, InVictus have come out on top almost all the time. And I'm talking right now, maybe not necessarily overall, but Saint telling Ninja, shut up. I got this, bro.
It was a nice setup by Time to pop it up over that advancing Nyx, and good read by Saint to know that what he had to put on that to make sure it squeezed into that upper corner. Time gonna race out to the side, looks to take it high. Kind of a weak little double touch. Ends up giving it over to Skyful. Now they have two advancing to push up that pressure along the left-hand side, but Time with a strike ended up being out wide, but nice bit of power they got put on that. It's gonna work its way over into the corner. Skyful bringing it out. A double touch in the air. Emptiness now, trying to make something happen from that left-hand side. Still a bit of pressure up. Nyx looking to drop one down into the corner. All three members out for InVictus though. Finally, Otter cycles back into a defensive spot.
I was going to say that InVictus, they're not necessarily triple committing, but they're definitely in some awkward positions, and NoCapes not able to take advantage of that at all. We've already surpassed halftime. This game is flying by. InVictus spending almost all of that time on their side. They need to get a big clear, team play, something to just change it up against this NoCapes squad, because NoCapes is now on it. They are fired up. They want to tie this series up and force a game 5.
With the lead, they're sitting pretty too. Skyful though with a nice stop. It's a little assistance from behind by Nyx.
Wow. Saint just got bodied.
Oh, Nyx, nice move. Again to that, more of that finesse.
Oh God, it's so close.
It's almost as if she just massages that puck around people and into the goal.
There it is.
Just like that, tied up.
Nyx just pretty much said, "Here, Skyful, you do it." Bam! I love it. That's so good. Just like, yeah, I got it. Yeah, that's fantastic. But yeah, NoCapes, just a lot of whiffs when it gets into the crease on the orange side. The moment they have to slow down, that finesse that they usually have at speed just kind of goes away. And I can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to do these little tiny pass plays, but InVictus is so far spread out. They're giving them enough space to be threatening, but not enough to make those little plays.
Nyx trying to be a little cheeky with the fake, trying to drop it, pull it back off of the wall to get it around the last defender. I like the thought, the idea. Nice shot by Time. It's going to be just wide. Both teams now absolutely throwing themselves wholeheartedly into this. Final minute. Tied up. Otter, the nice advance. It's going to make its way the puck to the center, but a little touch by...
That was cool.
Otter forced to come out of the goal. Time now from the left-hand side, met by Skyful. This one is dangerous. It's dropped down. Skyful was able to get, I guess, a little bit of it. But a nice shot by Emptiness. Pressure continues to be mounted as Otter does everything he can, even picks up a save, but it wasn't gonna be enough.
So the demo there, Emptiness completely demoed Skyful, and that opened up the net. Otter tried to get there, but it just wasn't quite in time. And he was lurking. I don't think he just realized that a demo was about to happen, so he couldn't wheel it around in time. Now with the puck flying around the whole arena. Okay.
I love that pinch power. But that's going to do it for this one. And NoCapes, knowing what they had to do, set out to accomplish the task and did just that.
And by just that, you mean completely tied up the series, forced a game 5, get on the edge of your seat, boys. Let's do this.
I mean, would you win it any other way? Let's take it to the very end.
I mean, the edge of my seat is so worn out that I actually have to sit back or else I get splinters. Yep. Just from this series.
I like the dedication.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm also broke. I can't pay for a new chair. And I refuse to sit on a lawn chair.
Otter, time now, meeting towards the center there. Get this 5th and final decider underway. Both sides throwing themselves at it. Emptiness now, a nice pop-up. Good cover by Otter, though. Saint now trying to make a shot. Skyful there to cover that one. Otter, a nice kind of heading in opposite direction advance. Good touch from him. And another good touch as he puts one high in center, forces Saint to use virtually all his boost up there. And the pressure continues as Nick now takes one in from the right-hand side. Whew! Clutch save by Emptiness.
Yeah, they're doing a fantastic job here. Just keeping this one even, 0-0. It's definitely been a physical game, but not really seeing NoCapes go real nuts with a lot of touches. You know, you've mentioned before that they're really good in the air, and they haven't really been stressing that point too much.
Oh, but this one could. It's gonna sail just wide, but that was an opportunity for them to get on the board here. Otter now advancing and trying to get past time. They'll go this time. Time setting it up, looking for Saint. Stuck by Skyful. Last back.
That was close.
Otter with an important touch there.
Yeah, physical play coming out indeed as Otter coming out of the orange net. He was trying to recover from a play that he made earlier. Emptiness right in front, just bodied the heck out of him. Gotta love it, man. This is the kind of snow day that I like to play when I do actually sit down and play. Just straight physical.
No!
Not good. Not like this in the chat, please.
Not like this is exactly right. On full retreat, Skyful hoping that he had the speed, arced himself kind of sideways, and that just didn't go the way he was hoping.
So out of sheer curiosity, was it the flip that made the puck do that, or was it just the angle that he was at?
I mean, he rotated himself into it, so it was just the angle.
Straight up, it wasn't because he flipped?
I'm pretty sure, yep.
Wow, dang. That's kind of what I was thinking too, but because he flipped, I know sometimes, well, obviously, when you flip into a ball, it can change trajectory fairly easily, whereas with a puck, I haven't experienced that too much except for a ground pinch or something like that.
It would have depended on if he which side dodge that he might have used, but if he had gone to the right-hand side, it would not have theoretically flicked it up unless he was too low to begin with. Okay,
that makes sense. We should also mention, whoever wins this match, whoever wins this game, wins $300.
Well, that is correct. And bragging rights as the RHL Season 2 champion.
I should also mention whoever does lose this game does win $200 because they made it into the money round.
That's right.
But I mean, it's another $100.
I would rather have
that's a cell phone bill.
Sweet juicy title of RHL Season 2 champion though.
Oh, that's right.
IB
super old school, man. Oh yeah.
The regular season champs, I'm sure they would want nothing more than to go ahead and close this one out right. But with 1 minute and 30 seconds, they are down by 1, so they better do something quickly if they want that to be the outcome. Because right now, NoCapes are sitting pretty. Saint coming in from the right-hand side, drops one down. Nice clear by Nyxesn.
That actually was a really good clear. That pinched off a roof.
Correct. Otter trying to slow 50 it, but a nice pop-up. This one sends them off to the races.
InVictus are starting to get antsy again. They're gathering up around the puck. They're not giving each other a lot of room, and even Nyx, who is usually really good around the puck, is having a little bit of trouble. They got to calm down. It's the last minute. All they got to do is calm down, do what they do best, and get that pinch. Holy.
That's the momentum change that they're looking for. Let's see if they can capitalize as they Nyxesn puts another shot on, but time covered that one. Emptiness trying to slow things down, maybe get a couple of seconds to tick off there. Otter trying to advance it. This one's going to get popped back into the center though. Time collects it along the right-hand side. Looking for Emptiness. Nyx now trying to push it up past Saint. Finally takes Skyful to do such. Otter now coming up, takes a strike, it's long. Emptiness just able to get enough of what he needed, but again coming across the center as literally that is gonna
it's gotta die.
Do it.
Oh, the demo
does go in NoCapes' favor. Coming back, season 2, runner-ups last season.
Oh my God!
They can put their foot down and put an exclamation on this one and say, we pulled it out. Season 2 is ours. Congratulations so much to Emptiness, Saint Time, Dark Demise, all of those guys. Great effort all season and some great freaking snow day here for the finals. But my hat goes off to InVictus as well, who literally with a completely dominating performance all season.
Yeah.
Super high marks to all of these guys and to all of the teams that participated throughout the season.
And they took this final to game 5.
Absolutely.
And it was competitive game. Look at that 1-0 shots, saves, everything was dead even except for that one goal. I mean, you cannot discount anything InVictus has done today. Absolutely fantastic, well earned and well done.
You are 100% correct.